Hi, movie recap here. Today I'm going to explain a movie named Young and Beautiful 2013. Don't spoilers ahead, I'm sure you don't know about this movie. Watch out and take care. A film that begins with Isabella enjoying a day at the beach, undisturbed by others, choosing to sunbathe without any cover. Her brother, Victor, spots her through binoculars and urges her to return home. On her journey, she seeks a companion, and the boys chat about him after dinner. When it's time for dinner, Isabella's mother invites her new friend, but she declines. Victor, who's not allowed to visit the beach, decides to check out what his relatives are up to. He discovers his sister relaxing in her bedroom. Later, the boys head to the beach, where Victor learns that his sister's friend is there. He introduces her to Felix at the beach. A friend of Isabelle, the person she was going out with, invited her for an evening stroll. During that time, the person they were with, who was under the influence, left a mark on her lips with heroin. Isabelle's brother played a role in diverting a family member, allowing the girl to meet her partner, Felix. The couple spent the evening walking through the city, with the man purchasing heroin and ice cream. They then decided to head to the beach for some relaxation. From afar, Isabelle observed her friend's activities in her room while her brother, Victor, was asleep. Victor was curious about the details of his sister's date, but was asked to leave in the morning. The heroine's family spent the morning at the beach, with Felix joining them. In the evening, Sylvie baked a cake for Isabelle. The family celebrated her 17th birthday. Later, the heroine packed her bags, and the family returned to the city. Victor noticed his sister's friend on the road. Autumn and Isabelle reached the hotel. An older man named George was waiting for her in the room. He offered her a drink and complimented her, and they spent the evening relaxing. George enjoyed her company and suggested they meet again at night, but Isabelle could only make it on weekdays. In the late afternoon, the main character headed to the subway station, where she immersed herself in a book during her train ride. Victor tackled his schoolwork at home. Isabelle stashed the cash she had earned from a man in her bedroom and watched educational videos the following day. The next day, the main character and her classmates chatted about their recent encounter after school. She scheduled a rendezvous with a mysterious stranger. Her friend Claire called her to arrange lunch in the school cafeteria. Over lunch, the girls talked about how the new acquaintance had spent time with an elderly man and ended up with a Prada bag. After school, the main character prepared for her meeting, packing her belongings. On her way, she informed her parents about her plans to meet Claire in the restroom. Isabelle wore the blouse her mother had been searching for and rushed to the cafe. There, a man was waiting for her. He asked about her age and education, to which Isabelle confidently responded, even though she didn't like the idea of lying to him. The man invited them to his house, suggesting they spend the evening there. He offered Isabelle a small amount of money, which she wasn't happy with, but he assured her he would share more with her later. Isabelle plans a date to earn more cash, where she meets a newcomer who introduces her to drugs. They spend a lot of time in the back of the car, which makes him uncomfortable. Isabelle takes him home, but not before he causes a scene in the bathroom. The man feels awkward and leaves to check on Sylvie, the mother. She returns with a clean outfit for her daughter and reminds her of the theater outing. Isabelle suggests her mom invite Victor along, but the mom refuses. Meanwhile, Sylvie gets ready for the bathroom, leaving her items next to the mirror. When Isabelle is done with her oral care, the woman recognizes her old friend from a show they both attended a few months back. The man doesn't realize they know each other, so Isabelle chalks it up as not knowing him at all when they head to the theater. At the show, the heroine spots her mom with another man. Georgia, the other woman, sends her a message, suggesting they catch up at the hotel afterward. The hotel becomes their hotspot for fun, and Isabelle indulges in playtime in her bed afterward. She then heads to the bathroom to take a shower and discovers a bottle of pills her friend has been taking. Meanwhile, the girl is getting dressed. George inquires about their rendezvous at the cinema before he goes, and as they part ways, the woman thanks him, which George finds perplexing, unsure if he's her only friend. Leaving the room, the girl finds herself with new friends with whom she enjoys having exciting vacations. She's been making good money through her ventures and plans to pursue her educational goals later in the evening by meeting new guys on a dating app for a fun day out. Later that night, the girl returns home and notices Victor checking his armpits while dinner is being served, leading to a conversation about his first crush, which embarrasses him in the morning. The next day, heroine is smoking when she receives a message that George made an appointment to meet the girl again. Before spending time together, the man offers Isabelle to drink champagne. George shares details about his family. Their time together is filled with adventure, but George ends up collapsing from exhaustion. Isabelle tries her best to revive him, but the situation doesn't go as smoothly as hoped. Flaws her forehead against the sink in the restroom. The woman swiftly gathers her things and departs from the hotel as her mother attends to the scrape on her head. Sylvia applies a band-aid to Isabelle's forehead. A while after, the police arrive at her job, seeking her daughter. The investigator presents images of Isabelle at the hotel, alleging that she leads a twofold life. It's hard for Sylvia to take what the officer is saying at face value. value. She is skeptical. The woman allows the policeman to look through her daughter's room and belongings on the girl's laptop, opens her page on a dating site in the closet. Policeman finds money that the girl earned after school. A fellow student invites Isabelle to a party, and there she encounters Mona. Silly requests that the son, who is with them, be left alone with Isabelle. The mother feels exasperated by her daughter's behavior and seeks to offer her comfort. Isabelle reassures her mother that everything is under control, ending on a somewhat positive note. Since the event, she has avoided male contact with Georges after dinner. Since he shared with his family that he had arranged a cabin getaway for a break, she reluctantly confided in him about her concerns regarding her daughter. He proposed that Isabelle's father could take her out the next day. She agreed, and the following week, she reached out to the man with his contact information. She later rendezvoused with him at a hotel where she came across a program on female students finding partners for monetary gains. This sparked the interest in her to date men she barely knew. The police officer, who was also her mentor, cautioned her to end her affair with him. She decided to share her dealings with George's father, expressing her desire to be compensated. Her father suggested donating the funds instead, and the following day they took her to see a psychologist. The therapist encouraged her to discuss her issues with her father. Sylvie sintered over the exchange, but eventually she consented to continue therapy. Her mother accompanied her to the sessions. The therapist encouraged her to apply what she learned in her sessions. The mother was upset about the money being used for therapy. The therapist, however, urged her to trust in the process. Isabelle arrived to look after Veronica and Peter's kids for the night. The children were asleep when the heroine discovered that Peter's laptop was protected by a password. In a turn of events, she opted to explore the house. While rummaging through a closet, she stumbled upon Veronica's disturbing past. Upon the return of her relatives, Peter compensated Isabelle for her babysitting services. A man offered to drive Isabelle home. However, Veronica expressed a preference for her daughter to drive instead. During the ride, the girl inquired why Veronica didn't trust her with driving. Isabelle subtly hinted that Veronica was concerned about her own safety at home. Her stepfather dozed off next to the television on the couch. Isabelle joined him and initiated a conversation. She shared with him details of a party where she had been spending time with a guy named Patrick. She mentioned to the stepfather that it was important for her to build a connection with her mother rather than starting any new relationships. Meanwhile, the heroine, with Patrick, discussed her desire to go to London with the heroine. However, Sylvie questioned the practicality of such a trip. Sylvie suggested a more honest conversation with her daughter about Patrick, to which the heroine agreed. At that moment, the heroine confessed that she was aware of the risks associated with her relationship with Patrick. During their visit to the doctor, Sylvie confides in Peter about her interactions with unfamiliar people, explaining what fascinated her, how she views these encounters as a game, and her last interaction with a man who blamed her for his friend's actions after class. Isabelle shares with CLA about her boyfriend, and the heroine offers her comfort. She excitedly mentions her upcoming outing to a party with Claire and plans to spend time with her brother. A friend of hers is picking her up for the party, and Patrick encourages Sylvie to trust her daughter during the event. Feeling uninterested, Isabelle wanders around the party, greeting familiar faces and observing couples who wish to deepen their connection. In the restroom, she notices some girls who have overindulged in the event. Uses the balcony for a few minutes to enjoy some open air. He proposes taking a puff and inquires about making love, which she consents to after a pause. The duo heads to a dance party where Alex mingles with his buddies in the early hours and leads the heroine home. They spend the evening together on the bridge, with Patrick eager to rouse Victor and witness him distress as he tries to shake off fear. Isabelle was busy around. Enjoying her time with Alex is in her room. She, in turn, assists him in unwinding. While the heroine freshens up, Alex and his family gather to eat breakfast, but the young lady is displeased with the interaction with the guy's family post-eat. Victor invites him over to play a video game, but Alex returns home. Isabelle slips into a cantina card into her phone, getting flooded with messages. The young lady attends a meeting at the hotel's lobby, where George's wife catches her and requests a conversation about her husband. She observed the attractiveness of the main character and invited Isabelle to be her companion in the secluded area where the young lady first met. The woman requested Isabelle to rest beside her, and as she slept, she found herself by herself in the exchanging room. This particular scene concludes here. Thank you for staying until the finale.